Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is your Agni aunt. I'm getting so many queries regarding RFB and NPS in your salary structure or offer letter. In this video, I will explain about this in detail. In addition to this, corporate NPS is introduced in PwC as well. So I will explain everything in this video. Mostly this is applicable at every workplace. Earlier, PwC never used to mention this, but now they are mentioning it in the offer letters as well. And it is creating a lot of confusion among candidates who are expecting to join the firm. So I will try my best to clear all your doubts on RFB and NPS in this video. Firstly, let's talk about RFB. RFB is Reimbursable Flexible Benefits. So it may also be known as FBP, which is Flex or Flexible Benefit Planning. So it is a part of the salary where employees can claim reimbursements for certain expenses like internet, fuel, telephone bills, food, travel, which will potentially reduce employees' taxable income. For example, if you have a fixed salary package of 15 lakhs and you declare 1 lakh for RFB, okay? So you will only pay taxes on the remaining 14 lakhs only if you claim the RFB amount through valid bills. Yes, you have to save each bill to claim it. Let's understand this in more details. Let's assume 1 lakh is your RFB amount that you have allocated. Okay, and RFB has certain components, and these components also vary on the tax regime. These components are like conveyance, medical, food, travel, etc. Some components can be applicable on the old tax regime and some are applicable on the new tax regime. So let's talk about the new tax regime. In RFB, you have the option to allocate the amount for conveyance. Let's say you are allocating 50,000 in conveyance component and you are allocating 50,000 in the medical component. And you have used all your conveyance component amount, which is of 50,000, and you have used only 10,000 from the medical component out of 50,000. Then you will be taxed for the remaining 40,000. If you go with the old tax regime, then along with the conveyance and medical components, amount for food can also be allocated like by using Sodexo meal card, which is also a part of RFB, and it is also known as Pluxi meal card. Again, there will be a limitation of using that card only for 50 rupees per meal. Means if you buy a meal for let's say 70 rupees, then only 50 rupees will be non-taxable and 70 minus 50 is 20, right? And so 20 rupees will be taxable. And you can also allocate amount for travel as well. You can also allocate amount for travel under the LTA section. Okay. So see, you can allocate any number of amount in any section under RFB or FBP, but there is some exemption limit applied for each component. Means for LTA, you have an exemption limit of 1,50,000. For internet and bills, there is an exemption limit of 38,000. To know and verify the exact exemption amount, please check with your HR once. I'm just giving you an example, and the exemption amount may vary as per government guidelines. As I don't allocate the amount on these components, that's why I can't give you the exact numbers on exemption for this current financial year. And this amount also varies based on the financial year. So I would request you again to check with your HR on exemption amount when you join the organization. Anyhow, on the orientation day, these are frequently asked questions and they will answer all your queries based on this. In case somebody knows the exact exemption amount for any of the RFB components, then please do mention in the comment section so that others may get to know about it. And do not get confused about RFB allocation components in your salary, right? Let me give you an example that you may relate it easily. So consider it as a metro card. If you want to travel via metro at any place, then you have an option to either use a ticket or use a metro card. But when you are a daily commuter, you would always go for a metro card instead of buying tickets every time. And why would you do that? Because you have to save time and you have to save money. On every commute, you save 10% on each travel if you use a metro card. I hope everybody knows about this, that you get a 10% discount if you use a metro card, and the same 10% will be charged if you use a ticket. Now consider this metro card as a RFB component. Each time you have to save tax, you will load the money in RFB, or say you allocate the RFB components with a certain amount of money. If you use the allocated money loaded in RFB completely, then you save the tax on that amount. In case if you do not use the allocated money, then at the end of the financial year, you will get back the remaining amount after tax deduction. Means you loaded RFB for, let's say, 10 rupees and you used only 6 rupees. Now you are left with 4 rupees. But you won't get complete 4 rupees by the end of the March. You may only get 2 rupees after tax deduction. Okay, this is just an example. Some may get complete 4 rupees, some may get 3 rupees. Like, it totally depends on the tax slab you are coming in. So I hope you now got the clarification on RFB or FBP. Okay, so totally depends. If you allocate the component in RFB, then right, so some part will be deducted from in hand salary. Let's say if you do not if you do not allocate any amount in RFB, then again after tax deduction you will be getting your complete in hand salary. So totally depends on the allocation that you choose. Right, now coming back to the NPS, which is National Pension Scheme. If you are already allocating money on NPS from your previous company, then you can get it transferred to your current company. The amount which is referred by the organization in NPS section is not part of in hand salary. So this is for retirement purposes. Just the way your PF is deducted, similar way NPS is deducted for retirals. NPS is totally individual's choice and it is not mandatory. Okay, so some of you have already commented that whether NPS will be a part of enhanced salary or not. So no, it is not part of enhanced salary. So now coming to the corporate NPS. This is also the national pension scheme for retirement purposes, but this is managed by your employer. Some of you may find that the company has shown some amount in the offer letter, let's say 1 lakh in NPS section. Okay, then it means that amount will be paid by the company for your NPS, and that won't be part of your enhanced salary. If we talk about the difference between NPS and corporate NPS, then there are certain differences that I would like to highlight. First, NPS is open to all. It is a voluntary retirement savings scheme for all Indian citizens. However, corporate NPS is employer sponsored. Employers offers corporate NPS to their employees as a retirement benefit. Second, NPS accounts can be opened and can be managed independently by the individuals. However, in corporate NPS, both the employer and employee can contribute to the employee's corporate NPS account. Third, in NPS, the contributions are made solely by the individual. However, in corporate NPS, the employer facilitates the setup and administration of corporate NPS for their employees. And employees can manage their individual accounts within the corporate structure. Means if you were already managing an NPS account from the past company and now your company offers you corporate NPS, then your existing NPS can be managed using PRAN, PRAN, which is Permanent Retirement Account Number. Fourth, for NPS, only individual get tax benefits under Section 80 CCD. However, in corporate NPS, both employers and employees get tax benefits. I hope NPS is now clear to you. If you still have any doubts, then do type in the comment section. I will try my best to respond to it as soon as possible. I hope this video is informative. Thanks for watching.